He was not just a man, he was a movement. In the story of India's freedom struggle, one name roars like thunder. Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, the man who turned Ganesh Chaturthi and Shivaji Jayanti into platforms of national awakening. The man who gave India its immortal slogan, Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. Tilak was called the father of Indian unrest by the British and Lokmanya beloved of the people by Indians. He was the first political leader to ignite India's masses with the idea that independence was not a gift, it was a birthright. To understand Tilak, we must step into the India of the late 19th century. The British Raj had consolidated its power, exploitation was rampant, and Indian society was waking up politically. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, nationalism in 19th century India emerged both in emulation of and in reaction to the consolidation of British rule. In 1885, the Indian National Congress was founded in Bombay, marking the first organized voice of political awakening. But soon the Congress was divided between two groups, the moderates who believed in petition and dialogue and the extremists who believed in action. In 1905, when Lord Curzon partitioned Bengal, the anger across India exploded. The partition became the spark that transformed passive nationalism into an active revolutionary movement. Amidst that wave of discontent rose a fiery voice from Maharashtra, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, who united politics, faith and revolution. Bal Gangadhar Tilak was born on 23 July 1856 in Ratnagiri, Maharashtra, then part of the Bombay Presidency. He came from a Chitpavan Brahmin family. His father Gangadhar Tilak was a respected Sanskrit scholar and school teacher. When Tilak was only 16, his father passed away. That same year, he was married to Tapibai, later known as Satya Bambai. Tilak completed his BA in mathematics from Deccan College, Pune in 1877 and earned a law degree in 1879. He began his career as a mathematics teacher but soon left the job to pursue journalism and social reform. He often said, religion and practical life are not different. The true spirit is to make the country your family instead of working only for your own. Education became Tilak's first weapon of reform. In 1880, he co-founded the New England School, followed by the Deccan Education Society in 1884 and Fergusson College in 1885. His goal was to give Indian students nationalist education, one that built pride in their own culture rather than blind administration for the British. By 1890, Tilak left the world of teaching and entered active politics. Tilak joined the Indian National Congress in 1890, but he quickly grew disillusioned with its soft methods. He believed India could not win freedom through request. It had to be demanded. In 1896-97, a deadly plague epidemic struck Pune. British officials imposed harsh measures, burning huts, forced medical inspections, and military interference in homes. Tilak criticized these excesses in his newspaper, Kesari, quoting the Bhagavad Gita. Killing an oppressor without self-interest is not a sin. Just days later, on 22 June 1897, the Chapekar brothers assassinated British officer W.C. Rand and L.T. Everest and Lieutenant Everest. The British accused Tilak of inciting violence through his writings. He was convicted of sedition and sentenced to 18 months in prison. When he was released, Tilak emerged as a hero. He declared the words that would echo through generations. Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. In 1905, the partition of Bengal fueled the Swadeshi and boycott movements. Tilak became their strongest voice, urging Indians to boycott British goods and use Swadeshi indigenous products instead. Along with Lala Lajpat Rai and Bipin Chandra Pal, Tilak formed the legendary trio Lal, Bal, Pal. Together, they united India's youth from Punjab to Bengal, giving shape to a bold assertive nationalism. In 1907, at the Surat session of the Congress, a major split occurred. Tilak and the extremists clashed openly with the moderates, a split that would define India politics for years. But Tilak didn't stop. During World War I, he founded the Home Rule League in 1916 with Annie Besant and G.S. Khapde. He travelled across India, awakening millions with the message of self-government Swaraj. Tilak's league had more than 1 lakh members. Within a year, a massive number for that time. For the first time, ordinary Indians began to see self-rule as an achievable goal. Tilak's ideology was rooted in combining spiritual discipline with political action. He saw no separation between religion and nationalism. To him, the Bhagavad Gita was not a text of renunciation, it was a manual of action. While imprisoned in Mandalay, Burma, he wrote his magnum opus Gita Rahash. In it, He interpreted the Gita's message as one of karma yoga, active duty and selfless service. He wrote, "To see the country as your family, that is religion in its truest sense." Tilak also understood the power of the press. On 4 January 1881, he launched the Kesari newspaper in Marathi, followed soon by the Maratha in English. Through these papers, he reached every corner of India, spreading message of Swadeshi boycott, self-rule and national education. He openly criticized British taxation, corruption and cultural arrogance. His fiery editorials made the government nervous, but they made Indians fearless. Tilak's oratory was equally electrifying. He declared, "When Hindus and Muslims unite to demand Swaraj, the British Empire will begin to crumble." Even Mahatma Gandhi once admitted no one before Tilak had such influence over the masses. The British saw Tilak as their most dangerous opponent. He was tried for sedition 3 times in 1897, 1908 and 1916. In 1908, during the Alipore bomb case, Tilak defended the young revolutionaries in court. The British government accused him of glorifying violence through his writings. He was found guilty and sentenced to 6 years of rigorous imprisonment and a fine of ₹1,000. Before the court, Tilak stood proud and said, "In spite of the verdict of the jury, I still maintain that I am innocent." He was sent to Mandalay jail in Burma, far from his homeland. There, he spent his years regarding writing and reflecting. He completed Gita Rahas in the confines of his cell. By the time he was released in 1914, his health had deteriorated. Diabetes and exhaustion had weakened him, but his spirit was undimmed. He re-entered public life, working again for Home Rule. On 1 August 1920, Bal Gangadhar Tilak passed away in Bombay. His funeral drew more than 2 lakh mourners. Mahatma Gandhi said he was the maker of modern India. We shall not see the likes of him again. Tilak's influence stretched far behind his lifetime. His idea inspired a generation of revolutionaries from Veer Savarkar to Subhash Chandra Bose. Dr. K.B. Hedgewar, founder of the RSS, considered Tilak a guiding light for organizing youth movements. Tilak's mass mobilization techniques, public festivals, processions, and cultural unity became templates for future political movements. Even Jawaharlal Nehru acknowledged him as the real symbol of the new age. His slogan, "Swaraj is my birthright," became the heartbeat of India's freedom struggle. Today, his name graces schools, colleges, streets, and statues across the country. He was not just a political leader, he was the architect of India's national consciousness. Like every towering figure, Tilak was not without controversy. Some historians accuse him of promoting Hindu revelism, arguing that his public celebration of Ganesh Chaturthi and Shivaji Jayanti mixed religion with politics. Critics say this gave birth to early communal undertones in Indian nationalism. But Tilak himself insisted that his nationalism was inclusive, that Hindu and Muslim together were India's strength. He wrote in Kesari, "When Hindus and Muslims together demanded Swaraj, the British bureaucracy will count its days." Yet, socially, Tilak was seen as conservative. He opposed some early social reform movements, including women's education and the Age of Consent Bill in the 1880s. This earned him criticism from reformers like Gopal Krishna Gokhale and Mahadev Govind Ranade. Historians remain divided. Some call him a pragmatic realist who prioritized freedom over reform. Others call him a traditionalist resistance to social change. Everyday debate continues. Was Tilak's nationalism spiritual or sectarian, progressive or orthodox? Perhaps, like all great leaders, he was a paradox, both a reformer and a revivalist. Closing reflection. Bal Gangadhar Tilak's life was a saga of courage, conviction and controversy. He believed that true nationalism was not about violence or hatred, but about action, unity and duty. He ignited India's conscience at a time when silence was the norm. Tilak reminds us that freedom is never handed down. It's earned through sacrifice and self-belief. He bridged the gap between spiritual faith and political awakening, showing India that devotion to one's nation is the highest form of worship. And so, his words still echoes through the corridors of time. Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. Not just a slogan, but as a promise that built a nation. So this was all about this video. I hope you liked this video. If you liked this video, let me know in the comment section. See you in the next video. Jai Hind.